Well, for fans, this has been a very long wait. 4 years, man. 4 years, man. 4 years, but for the band, it probably has gone like that. It feels like nothing. It's always the way. We're going to find out exactly how they feel because half of them are here. We got Tom and Ross from Editors in the building. A round of applause, please, for our returning heroes. What's going on, guys? Good to see you.
Hi. Hey.
How you feel?
Feel good.
Yeah.
Feel great. Yeah.
Lots of smiles going on, which is always good to see.
Yeah.
Slightly worrying if there was concern and or frowning going on at this point.
Can't wait to hear the song on the radio.
I know, we're excited too. It's going to happen in 90 seconds. We want to keep to time. But but for everybody who's listening and all the fans who have been waiting for this moment, beyond good, just try and go into a little more detail about, being back with new music and, just being on the radio, about to play this record and, what it means to you.
It means a lot. It's been a long 4 years for us because we've been through a bit of a change and been through a bad time, but now we're in a good space.
In a good place.
Here's the record. So
we're only going to celebrate tonight, by the way.
The rest of the band are driving around in our new guitarist Beamer around the streets of Birmingham because the car radio is the best place to listen to.
Yeah.
Tell me it's like one of those old tell me it's like an old second-hand Beamer.
Oh, it's terrible. Yeah, that sounds a lot better than it is. Yeah.
Proper lock, stock and two smoking barrel style, right? Literally, like non-matching rims and stuff.
Absolutely.
Shout out to the rest of the band. Obviously, all fans wish they could be here, but we didn't invite those guys. We just invited.
There's loads of us now. There's about 15 of us.
15 in the band. Couldn't possibly do it. We're going to play a song right now from your forthcoming new album, which is called The Weight of Your Love, and the song is called A Ton of Love, and it's going to happen in about 20 seconds. Just a few words about this, Russ, before we press play on it,
We just wanted to make a full-on rock song, and this is what happens.
Yeah, right on. All right, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it's the return of Editors. Stick around, guys. We're going to talk to you and catch up some more after this. But your hottest record in the world tonight on Radio 1 is their new single called A Ton of Love.
Pay attention.
Aight, my main man Zane is about to put the hottest.
This is the hottest record in the world right now.
Hottest record in the world.
That's just not fair, that ending, though. That's just not fair. Well done. A round of applause for Editors, please. 4 long years and back, and it's like literally like you never went away, but like you're kind of a lot better, even, dare I say. Amazing. A Ton of Love. I love that return. It's brilliant, except for the ending. The ending is just straight cheeky. You're building up for that the big chorus. Here we going to go again. No, I'm not going to give it to you.
Just invites comment. Come on. Tell us what you think. Again and again.
It's very you, though, in a way, because when you're listening to it, you're thinking, God, this is like the biggest stadium sounding thing I think you guys have done probably since the first record. Although Smokers is a big record, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's like that ending is so what you guys would do, like take it to that point and then we're good.
Yeah.
Let's just keep wanting
keep coming back.
Exactly, keep coming back. So let's talk about A Ton of Love in relation to the last 4 years and what that song means to you in terms of you being here today and how important it is in the story of you being here today.
I mean, it's quite a long, drawn-out story, but to try to cut it a bit shorter, A Ton of Love is one of the songs that was written and rehearsed post Chris leaving the band. So it came together quite quickly. It was one of those ones in the rehearsal room where you're like, straight away after like
everything you've been
4
through.
minutes, this is going to work, this is going to be a single, this is clicking. And we went through a dark time, and all those times that were like, just, oh my God, is this going to work ever again? It felt a long way away when we started rehearsing this song. So.
Wow, well, congratulations to you and well done to you, man, because, it's how you get up in it. All those cliches are totally true, though, isn't it?
Loads of cliches are like, it's like,
but now you know they're true. But they're totally true. Like when you stand here with a new record that sounds as good and as bold and as purposeful as that, you know that everything you've been through, for whatever reason. There's going to be a time and a place, I'm sure, for you to talk to some of your more trusted people in the media, and I'd like to think that this show is one of them, about that in detail, and we'll take that opportunity to do that rather than let's just celebrate a bit tonight. Do you know what I mean?
Line up, Tom.
No, it's all good. It's all good. There's a lot to get off your chest, I'm sure. But fans will want to know a few words about the departure of Chris, because obviously he was an integral member of the band. Getting to know you guys over the course of those years, getting to really know and like Chris as well.
Yeah.
And you all seemed like 4 people that I just never thought that would happen. I know that judging from the sound of the last record and the sound you've got on this record, that would paint an obvious division, but you can go into whatever you want
Yeah,
to.
it does. I mean, we were together for like 10 years, and a lot of that time was really great. But it got to a point where we started rehearsing again, and his heart wasn't in it, and it had been happening over a period of time, and you just got to address it when that happens.
Yeah, right on.
And,
It didn't happen overnight, did it?
No.
It was like a year of things getting slowly not good enough. And just, three of us wanting to kind of go one way, and Chris, it's not like he wanted to go in the direct opposite direction, but like, it was like remove something or it all stops.
Right, there you go.
For us, for editors to function, it wouldn't have worked with him anymore.
Well, respect to Chris for what he's given to the editors and the
without him,
legacy
we'd
up
do
to this
nothing.
point, and
Yeah.
good luck to him in the future. I hope to catch up with him soon.
Yeah.
Moving forward with your new guitar player as well, who lives in Birmingham, did you say?
No, they're in Birmingham,
They're in
setting up
Birmingham.
our rehearsal room
Oh,
for
right.
tomorrow.
Yeah, okay.
He lives in Newcastle.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, well, that's even further away. Nice. How convenient.
Well, Russ lives in New York now.
Well, that's true. That's true. All these things factoring in and trying to get it together to through all this time to make this record work. How did it feel when you first started playing with somebody new? Like, talk about the excitement of that aspect. Of it.
Well, there's a slight weird situation because when Chris went, that's enough of that. But we booked in to do the biggest festival we'd ever done. It was in Europe, and so we had in like 3 months' time we had an obligation. And I was
Why does it always work like this? Why do you
I
have
was like,
to?
let's pull the show, And,
right.
and
Yeah.
Russ and Ed were like, no, we should do the show. So it made us make it happen, and I'm glad we did now. But Flood recommended Justin, who used to be in a band called Your Codename Is Milo.
Yeah, who's a great player.
He's a great player,
Great guy.
producer. He's just this kind of like artistic energy
Yeah.
that was, it's totally different to what our rehearsal space was like,
And-
over the last year. So yeah.
And Elliot, who joined us as well for that show, who contributed a lot to this record. We played a lot of shows with him in his previous band Airship, and so we became a 5-piece. We didn't want that burden of a new guitarist, this is the replacement. And obviously, because initially it was just for shows,
Yeah.
and a big show just to see how it goes. And then, we got in a rehearsal room and it was working.
Show went great, and then we just took that energy and made the record. Really,
A lot of
To
power
Nashville.
under the hood now, man. 5 people in a band. That's a big engine,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah.
You can really power those songs up. You can put your foot down now. That's V8.
Yeah. That's what we like to do.
Yeah, I can imagine that song in particular, A Ton of Love, as well as some of the more guitar-driven songs from your back catalogue getting a real kick up the butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, things are good. Yeah, the big bits have got bigger. Yeah,
Could they get any bigger?
there are some small bits too, but that sounds irrelevant. Now,
Not
but there
small,
are.
subtle. There's a big difference.
No, small's okay. Small's
Really?
fine. Yeah,
Itsy bitsy
subtle
ballads.
Yeah.
But there's one you talked about my voice on this. There's a song
Yeah.
on the new record which will probably be a single later, and I've tried to sing like Mariah Carey.
This is the falsetto I've heard about.
Yeah, Mariah
It
Carey.
has its own Facebook page now.
Yeah, should do.
Tom's falsetto.
It should.
I can't wait to hear it. You guys good to stick around for a few more minutes?
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
All right. You can imagine this being played live in the near future, but with more guitars. More guitars. Tom, Ross, is that the first time you've heard that song played in full for some time?
It's been a while for me. I don't
Yeah, I wondered about that because,
while since I've been
obviously
to
you've
the
been
disco.
making this new record, this new editor's record, and we want to remind everybody listening, and that would seem you as well, how good some of the older stuff is as well. Munich sounding massive on radio there, man. And did at any point when you were listening to that, I know we were chatting a bit, but did at any point you get that kind of real sort of sense of excitement about playing that song again?
That song.
That song, I don't know. We played it a lot of times, so I don't know.
Yeah, but
It's
come
always been
on.
But actually, when we started rehearsing for shows, we only did a few last year, and with a 5-piece, you do kind of
We did a weekend's worth of shows. That's
yeah,
what we did.
yeah, and all the old songs kind of get revitalized, and that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So we can play them slightly differently and do different things.
Love it, man. And I think judging from the sound of the new song, and I can't wait to hear the album, it sounds like you're in a very rock and roll kind of mood. Is that sort of a general kind of vibe of the album?
It's a rock record, definitely. I mean, even with Chris, when we made the last record, which which we're all very proud of. We didn't want to do that again. We wanted to pick up the guitars, but post Chris, it was like, yeah, let's make a rock record. Let's go to American, make our American record.
Nice.
And we did. And it's, you know, it's kind of straightforward, and I don't mean that negatively. It's for the throat.
The heart of the song.
There's a lot of heart, I hope, in the songs. We've gone for the heart, and it's just straight down the line. You know, when there's a guitar, it's big, and sometimes when there's, you know, it's simple.
It's good to have you guys back, man. It really is. And I'm not just saying that, you know, on behalf of the people in the studio. Naturally, there's so many texts and tweets from people coming in. Joe Beckwith saying they never let us down. Amazing to hear them, says Lewis. New record. You know, loving it, says Francisco. God, there's so many here. I'm just trying to find out the best ones here as well. Sounding great, says Zoe. Boom, that song is ace, says Richard. Loving the new editor's track. You embarrassed yet, guys? Kristen says, love the new editor's song. Even slightly embarrassed, fellas. No, still, they're just lapping it up. Everyone, they're just lapping it up. They're lapping it up. And this one said, editors are back. Bia. And you can get the rest.
Yeah.
So a lot of people loving it. And shows to play.
Yeah.
Lots of shows.
Wheels to turn. You know, and does it kind of feel like, in a weird way, sort of now, like, okay, we are literally back in the game now. It's all go.
I'd like to think so, yeah. And we're going to be doing Glastonbury, Tea in the Park, Reading Leeds.
Yeah, man.
We're going to be doing all the
Just
UK.
a soft launch then.
Yeah. And then
Glastonbury's the night before the record comes out, I think.
Yeah.
So that will be really big. And that'll be big. I mean, it's just nice to be back in amongst the thing, you know, that thing that we've not been amongst for the last few years.
What, Twitter?
No, not Twitter. I mean, like, everyone, you know, it's
music.
Music.
Bands, you know.
Yeah.
I can tell. There's good fight in there, and with good reason. Fantastic. 8:30 p.m. tonight, we're going to play A Ton of Love again. Thank you so much for coming in and Russ and Tom, and I look forward to catching up with you again very, very soon.
Thank you.
The Radio 1 Breakfast Show free download.
Good morning, everybody in Bangor. Make some noise for you.